I'm covered. I got 152%. Whether they paid me back or not, all I did was go buy this PVA. Now, people will say to me, well, Carl, why don't you just go buy the PVAs? Why even do the loan? What's the perk? What's the point? Because you can't buy the PVA without distributing a loan to a small business owner. That's why you have to do the loan to get the PVA. Now they're simultaneous, so you're not putting the loan out first and then hoping to get the PVA. No, I'm just saying it in a way where you can comprehend. There is no loan without a PVA, right? So there's no PVA without a loan. They go together. They're not separate, right? I'm not doing a loan and then going over here hedging my bet by buying treasuries or bonds or REITs or S&P 500 indexes or ETFs or crypto or any of that. Could you? Sure. You can go do all that. Will it equate to what I'm sharing with you? No, not at all. But there are always ways to do things like that. This particular method that I'm sharing with you is well, it's fairly new, unless you go overseas and start talking behind the closed doors. So let me give you a little background on this. So my partner and I created this system because of the client I told you about in Texas who was having an issue with funding. And we talked to so many PVA providers. Oh my gosh, I was blue in the face for weeks. That's all we were talking to, week over week. Every call that I had on the phone was a PVA provider. And we're talking to them. Until this one PVA provider said, yeah, we do this all the time. Yeah? How? Not like how you're doing it. The response was not as you're doing it, but in other situations. I've never seen anyone structure it this way. So I thought, my partner and I thought, we created a new method, right? I'm an innovator, so I can accept that. Yeah, I created a new method. Well, yay. And I continued my research and found out from some individuals that I know overseas in Switzerland and in UAE that, hey, that's very similar to something we do over here. And I said, oh, great. Explain how's that work? And they said, you can't do it like that. You literally have to come over here and go in the bank. And if you don't have 50 million or more, they won't even talk to you about it. So inadvertently, I guess I've figured out how these banks are doing this thing for decades that no one knows about unless you got that type of money, right? High net worth individuals. And I guess I've structured what they've already had structured. The difference is in the Swiss, in the UAE, their rules are different than the United States.